Daliana to give the presentations, 10-minute presentations and 5 minutes for a Q&A. Thank you.
So this is a vision, so it's not a prediction. And this is a project that I was leading with a famous architect, Winnie Maas, and we do it with different institutes, Berlage Institute, Tarumanagara University, Delft University. And we realized that when we talk about future, it would be really interesting to seek the possibility of the future that only Indonesians can take care of. That's the future of kampungs. We are really part of the kampungs, and each one of you in this room as well. The satay that we eat, the kerupuk that we eat, the woven hat that is being used by tourists, they're all made in kampungs. And we are so interrelated in such a way that it's impossible to imagine those kampungs being abandoned and evicted for larger developments which do not bring any future to our city. So we look into the possibilities of different kampungs, looking at the trends that they have. Some kampungs are already specialized. Rawajati has plants in it. Kebun Kacang has nasi uduk in it. And there's a lot of possible specialization that could happen. So for those who has never been to Jakarta, this is for you. There are a lot of potentials and as well as problems in Jakarta. Land subsidence. Statistics do not really say good things about Jakarta. Can you click on this clip, please? In 2 years, we cannot move. Can you click on this one, please? Click. On the other hand, there are really good future predictions for Jakarta. For Indonesia. And it is truly an Asian phenomenon that urban villages are being attacked by blocks. So this is a proof of it. This is Shanghai, and you can see from left to right that the traditional urban villages are being replaced by developments, which is sometimes, it's not the development itself, but the way it is being developed. This is a general phenomenon these days in Asian cities. So we're looking at the differences of before and after the block attacks. The left slide shows the population of the urban villages, the right ones. When you see red, that's the attack. Seoul has plenty of it. Jakarta is not yet too much attacked. I think there is more than what is being shown, but we still have a hope that we are not done yet. We still have those villages. So I'm not anti-development really. Actually, with some really interesting people in this room, we've been thinking about what would be the greenest city in the world, the most social city in the world. So we're thinking about that as well. And this development you see here are social housing towers, which could develop depending on the need of the families. But it's just that there is something in this kampung that is so worth it to look into. And if we could aim high, thinking about their prosperity in terms of how the villages can be specialized and then activated, that could lead to very interesting things. One example is the possibility of a shopping Superkampung that would be in Poncol, 2045. The possibility of a kampung in Tegal Parang, who is currently producing protein in terms of tofu and tempeh, but if they would think further to do algae and insects, they can have a glowing facade on their houses. Penjaringan could very well be a fishery kampung. And if we envision it like this, development has to go step by step. This would be an aerial view of Penjaringan today, and step by step, it gets actually developed by the residents living there, but without killing the identity. that the people would still live there and everybody gets their own businesses and stay there and would actually prosper from those developments. So I'm an architect, so I'm also interested in good architecture and good urban forms that, in a way, development should have spatial quality, and it should not just be a copy of those Baroque again and really boring Italian columns, because they're really not necessary. What matters are the spaces. That spaces can be social, can be green, and can be interesting. This, what you see, is a potential development of Kampung Rawajati, which is already green, but it could be even better. And since land is scarce, it is always possible to go vertical within limit. So I'm not saying that erase them all, make a vertical farming. It's not like that, but it's really that each family could develop this, and then neighborhood, and then part of the city. And since Kampung people are already very community-based, I believe that this can actually be done in the very near future. That I remember Jane Jacobs was saying that specialization kills the city, like Detroit, for example. But what I would like to propose in this kind of specialization is that diversity could still occur, and that even though a kampung is specialized on herbs, it does not mean that they cannot also have a small resort like hotels or spas or selling food, because that's actually what is interesting about kampung, that all the diversity is there. So if this grows and if this happens, Singapore will be very jealous of Jakarta. Do you know why? Because in the 1980s they did not think about this, which we now are thinking about this, and they erased them all, they exchange them with slabs. We love Singapore because we go, I don't know, because we don't have what they have, but they also don't have what we have. So what is the future about the development of our city? That's really in our hands right now. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm wondering, will that plan will be really implemented, and how about the social engagement? I mean, we already know that to approach the people, especially traditional people, is not as easy as we think. Just to change something as fast as that in several years ago.
Think that things are not possible and is afraid of it, then things will not happen. And we have a new governor, and maybe we can expect that some decision makers are faster than the others. So 2045 is not real. It depends on the stakeholders' engagement. You're right about the social engagement. That's true. But I think if we don't first aim high to have a very high vision, we would not ever get there. So yes, it is hard. And you've been living here in Jakarta, right? Since you were born. I know that. I was born here too. And when I was 22, I left to the Netherlands. And I was so sick of Jakarta because there's really not so much things to be done or to be thought about or anything nice. But only when I became a diaspora and have an overview, I could look back and see what are the nice potentials that Jakarta actually have. So it is not easy, but I think this is actually not a government-based project, probably. It's more a community project, and our architects, urbanists, and communities might be able to achieve more than the government. I remember in the book of Padino, Vivi Manan was saying, don't trust anyone, especially the governments.
And your idea in Superkampung is vertical garden. In my last thesis, I give support of my thesis in my government Surabaya. Vertical garden will be applied in 2045. What should we do? How is represented this idea to be applied for all people in Indonesia?
I think the thing is with these ideas, so there are two approaches to urban planning. One is top-down, the other one is bottom-up, really. And Indonesia needs both. And with the top-down master plan, the big problem is that it's always too big and always too confusing where to work things from. But when we start from the bottom-up approach, I mean, I say we need both though, but in terms of this proposal, it would be more bottom-up actually. And if we start from 3 kampungs, and then it will be multiplied. And then as soon as there is a critical mass, then that is when success can be said.
Thank you. Daliana.
Thank you.
Thanks for a very interesting presentation.